Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily Dvar. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Friday, the 6th day of July. Here we go. Today's halacha is about the actual eating of meat and wine during the 9 days, from Rosh Chodesh Av until the 9th of Av. Our general custom amongst the Jewish people is to not eat meat and to not drink wine during those 9 days. Two reasons are given. One, because meat and wine gladden the heart, and we're not supposed to be involved in such joyous things during the 9 days. Secondly, meat ultimately was brought on the Mizbeach, on the altar in the Beis HaMikdash, which now stands destroyed. Wine was brought as a libation on the Mizbeach, a special offering on the altar, and that too is now destroyed and no longer available to us. So to indulge in those things, while we know that the source of the place where the most holy of the usages of meat and wine would be done is no longer available to us, it's just too incongruous for us to want to do that at this time, and therefore no meat, no wine during the 9 days. Now, what about someone who's sick? Sometimes there are elderly people who cannot eat dairy, and their doctor might tell them they should have some meat. They should certainly speak to their posek and to their rabbi to get a clear decision. Poultry, by the way, is considered pretty much for these regards in the same category. So no meat and no chicken either. But again, those people who are elderly, perhaps a lady who is has just given birth or something like that, they can speak to their rabbi and see if, in their circumstance, based on what their doctor says, if it might be permissible for them to have chicken and things like that. But generally the answer is no. Now, what about something that's generally a par of food, but there is just some fleishik taste in it? So if there really is fleishik meat taste in it, then you're not supposed to eat that either during the 9 days. What about a totally par of potato kugel that doesn't have any taste of meat in it? It just happens to have been cooked in a fleishik pot. The pot was clean, but it's a pot that generally, you know, if you would have made that thing, you wouldn't want to drink milk along with it since it was made in a fleishik pot. So that's a strictness that we put upon ourselves, and we say, if it was cooked in a fleishik pot, treat it as fleishik. But for our purposes here, for these laws of the 9 days, there is no taste of meat in it. And therefore, a par of kugel that just happened, totally parv, that just happens to have been cooked in a pot that is designated as fleishik, that would be allowed to be eaten during the 9 days. If there's a pigeon haben, or a bris, or a siyum, or something like that, then all the special people, relatives, and friends that are invited to the siyum, they may eat meat at that siyum. We're going to give you more details as to not messing with that law, not using it improperly, but stay tuned for that after Shabbos. Thanks for logging on. Log on again for more after Shabbos. Bye-bye.